Hello, welcome to another edition of Retire Boldly, Alaska to France. As you can see, I am not at the house today. I am in a hotel room. I am actually in Washington. I flew down to Seattle yesterday and I'm staying in the Tulalip Casino and we're celebrating my friend's birthday. And I'm actually down here because he and his husband have decided to retire to Mexico, so this is my last opportunity to really spend a weekend with them before they take off and go find their new life in Mexico. So we're all getting out. So I wanted to show you something that I have been using myself in order to help us to guess how we're going to be able to meet our financial needs once we get to France. If you're anything like me, I worry about the dollar going down, down, down in value, and will that equate to enough money for us to live once we get to France? So I wanted to show you, this is my area of expertise. I work in spreadsheets and data processing and data analytics. I primarily work in tourism, of course, but I can, if there's whatever you need, I can do it in euro, and I can do it. Anyway, so what I did, and I'm going to move this over here for just a moment. What I did is I created this spreadsheet. You can see right here that it's a currency pair, which means that I want to go from this amount to this amount. So I want to go from the US dollar value to the euro value. And as you can see, currently it's 0.87 euro for $1. That's how much you get. So this will update every 5 minutes. It is completely interactive with the currency exchange through Google. And so all day long, every time I open up this spreadsheet, it can change. And we have experienced some changes in the last few months. So I just thought it might be interesting for everybody to see exactly how I'm monitoring it. So this is the way that I use this spreadsheet. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger so you can more easily see it. So these right here, this is just a hypothetical based on Mary's income, Joe's income, investment income, and miscellaneous income. Now, everybody who's planning to move, I'm sure, has their own different way of figuring out their finances. You may be 100% on Social Security. You may be 100% doing it from your investment income, or you may, like me, be planning to work remotely. So let's hypothetically, let's say that Mary has decided that she is going to be working remotely. And let's say that she's going to be able to make $50,000 a year, right? And now, as you can see, this is about how much it comes to monthly, and this is the net, of course, because if you are coming from the United States, you still have to pay your taxes in the United States. And then this is what it equates to automatically in euro, and this is at the current exchange within the last 5 minutes. And then let's say that Joe has decided that he is going to be taking Social Security, and perhaps Joe's going to get, hypothetically, maybe he'll get $24,000 a year in Social Security. And you can see that that equates to not very much, but it's something. Um, that actually seems like low. I'm just using hypothetical. So let's say he's going to get 30,000. That seems a little bit more reasonable. That's a low end on Social Security. Um, anyway, so that comes out to about 1,001 euro every month. And then investment income, let's say that you're able to maybe get a little bit out of your investments based off of maybe you're just using gosh, what do you call it? Interest, the interest income. So let's say you're able to cut loose another $1,000 a month in investment income and miscellaneous income. Maybe you've left a home behind and you're going to choose to rent it. And maybe you're getting a little bit of extra money that way. So let's say that you have got $2,000. Now, this is all 100% hypothetical. Mary may make more money. Joe may be making way more money, but you can see how it pops out over here exactly how much money in euro that would be. So this is a really good way to look at how much you're going to need in order to make your big move. And then once we go down here, I'm going to look at, okay, in euro, let's say that I want to spend on mortgage or rent. Let's go wild. We're going to do like 1,800 a month um, in uh, in euro for rent or mortgage, depending on what you decide to do. Loan insurance, they suggest, of course, that you do that. I think it's around 100 euro a month. Home insurance, I don't think that costs very much. I think that was, let's just call it 100 euro a month. Property tax, and of course that is worked out by annually, but I think it came out to, gosh, it wasn't that much. Garbage tax, I read somewhere that there was garbage tax somewhere, so that it wasn't that much. It was like $10 a month. Electricity, again, not that much. It was like 30 euro a month. And these are just averages that I looked up online. You can go to ChatGPT. Water, about the same. Gas, about the same. We're all just gonna, and then furnishings and, I don't know, maybe let's say 250 euro a month. You're buying little bits of furniture here and there. Internet and phone, it is, I think it's around 40 euro a month. Mobile phone costs, I think it's very affordable. So for two people, I mean, let's just say 55 euro a month. Maintenance fund, and that's always a good idea to just keep a little bit of money aside. Transportation now, I don't plan to buy like a regular car. I think we've talked about in past videos we were going to get one of those small electric cars that the voitures sans permis that you don't need a permit for, because we are not from a state where you can just trade in your license. We would have to go through the whole process of getting a license. So for us, transportation might mean, 75 euro a month, maybe that's bus, whatever, groceries. This would be the big one, but I think it came out to about 600 a month. So as you can see, potential monthly is 3,250 euro. Or sorry, this should be dollars. Sorry, I did that wrong. But this is US dollars. Okay, sorry, it took me a second to change it out because I'd collapsed the ribbon. So back to, it's now the US dollars, so that you can see annually you'd need about this much money, 44,000. So let's just call it $45,000 annually. This is how much you would need in US dollars. Now, of course, you can go buck wild over here. You could maybe have a much more expensive home. You might be, I might have missed some other stuff. Maybe you're spending $100 a month on a mutuel for your health insurance. Maybe you want to spend more money on groceries. But you can see based on exactly how much money Mary and Joe might hypothetically have to spend, they can more than afford to live in France. I created this because, like many of you out there, I keep thinking about, will I have enough money in euro to live? Because as the dollar changes value, it means that my money is not going to go as far. So even if we have, $1,000 buffer, this has about a $500 buffer for Mary and Joe, hypothetically, but it really helps me to feel more comfortable as we move forward and think about this big move of, will we have enough to survive? Will we have enough every single year? So this is actually part of the business that I do. I do things like this for people in my regular business. So if you're interested in this sort of thing, you can send me a message down below, like, comment, subscribe, send me a note and say, hey, I'm looking at this to try and figure out how much it would pay for us. I will take this information and I can either completely do this hypothetical for people based on what their income is, and I can also just give them a blank worksheet, but they would have to then integrate the formulas themselves on the other end. So some people would rather not do that. Anyway, this has just been a quick and short Retire Boldly Alaska to France while I'm on the road. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week, and I hope you're enjoying the summer sunshine. Next week, we will be back with a much more traditional video and the cocktail of the week. But for now, I'm going to head down to the casino floor and I'm going to have a cocktail of my own. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. Until next time, from Retire Boldly, Alaska to France, au revoir.